Are you serious? You actually work for my dad's company? What are the odds? I haven't seen you since you graduated high school a couple of years ahead of me, right? This is so funny. I mean, of all people, it's the famous stinky Chloe. Are you still living with your mom in that old shack with nothing to eat? How the hell did you get a job here in the first place?
Hi, Kristen. Long time no speak. What a coincidence that we cross paths again. I just found out recently that you're the daughter of Director Morgan, too. Such a small world, isn't it?
Yeah, really?
I heard rumors that you had to beg your father to work here because you kept getting fired for causing lots of trouble. So you were having difficulty finding a job, right?
Well, listen to you. I guess you've learned to talk back a bit. But yeah, I won't deny it. I'm not ashamed. And for the record, none of it was my fault. Everyone I worked for was a moron. They didn't know how to use my skills and talents. So I did what I had to do to keep my reputation, which was find myself a better spot here, and it worked. Anyway, you should keep in mind that my position in this company is much senior than yours. You do as I say. Do you understand?
Senior? Are you sure about what you just said?
Of course I am. Just because we go back since high school doesn't mean you get to slack off around me. I'm going to treat you just the same as other workers in this office.
Kristen, you literally joined the company today. You are a new face in this office, and just because you're the director's daughter, it does not put you in a better position. And just to be clear, you have zero authority. That is something you earn as you become a team member in this company. Please keep that in mind.
Excuse me? Who the hell do you think you are? I mean, look at yourself. An old woman in a stained jumpsuit getting dirt up every day for what, like 10 years? How sad that you try to fulfill yourself by working in a big company, but you will never be better than me. You are going to stay exactly where you are no matter how long you work here. I'm sorry, are you calling me an old woman? I'm only 2 years older than you. Ew, that is so old.
Whatever, but what is this about me being a part-timer? I think you're misunderstanding, Kristen.
Still trying to act big? Stop pretending to be someone you're not, Chloe. You're making yourself look even more miserable. A part-timer will never be an official member of this company. You are no one.
I beg your pardon? Kristen, you seriously don't know anything about my role, do you? You should have done a bit more research before you joined today. You're embarrassing yourself.
A role? You mean the same role you've been keeping since high school as a part-timer at the factory? Oh, how pathetic, Chloe, really. I can't believe you stayed for over a decade doing the same thing. I mean, it's hilarious, too. I am laughing so hard right now, I can barely breathe. And you even think that you get to be bossy for working in a factory for 10 years? How sad.
Interesting. I guess you stopped thinking for yourself when you were in high school. How unfortunate for you.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
I'll let you do your own homework to find out what my role is here. I bet you'll understand exactly what I mean very soon.
What the hell? If you have something to tell me, then just say it.
You see, once you join the professional world, no one hands answers for free. Do your part and get some research done. You're a grown adult now. Think of it as a part of your training.
Training? That's not necessary for me. Clearly you are the one who doesn't understand anything. Why would I have to go through any of that? My father is the director here. I have an express ticket to the top. You are out of your mind, woman.
Kristen, I heard that you skipped your training session and were smoking on the balcony this morning. Let me be clear that if you skip training without notice or legitimate reasons, it will have a severe impact on your quarterly assessment. Also, smoking is only allowed outside of the building doors by law. There will be penalties for breaking it.
Are you actually telling me what to do?
Yes, I am. And this is your first warning. You're lucky that I'm even giving you a chance. You will follow the company rules or you will be asked to leave.
I beg your pardon. Have you forgotten who my father is? I will not tolerate you talking to me like that.
The reason why I'm even messaging you is because the member in charge of the training contacted me. He said that you won't listen to anything anyone says. So as a final notice, I'm letting you know that this is your last chance to participate as a trainee if you would like to stay in this company.
Chloe, seriously, I think you're the one who needs a lesson. You might be older than me, but that means absolutely nothing here. Don't you get that we're not in high school anymore? Just because you finished school earlier than me doesn't put you in the position to tell me what to do, especially when I have privileges to do whatever I please.
Of course, I know that we're not in high school anymore. That is why I'm messaging you now.
Jesus, all of you are so stupid. You think a little scolding from an older woman is going to make me take stupid training sessions? I am the director's daughter, for crying out loud. Why aren't any of you listening to me? I'm in a much higher position than all of you.
Okay, I see that you still haven't found out what my role in this company is.
You must really like being reminded of who you are, huh? A tired old part-timer is what you are. You're a pathetic, useless hag clinging onto a McJob because you can't find a decent job anywhere else.
Even if that were true, can you say that you are any better? At least I've been working, unlike you. Isn't this your first full-time job because you couldn't find anyone to hire you? You've been doing nothing but play since you finished school, right? You've only had small part-time jobs, from all of which you were fired. No wonder you don't know how to act in an organization.
And none of that matters now. I've been hired as a proper employee because I'm just that good. I have the potential, unlike you. So stop acting like you know everything. I appreciate your service, Miss Part-Timer, but it's time to listen to a real employee, capiche?
No, but fine. If you'd like to go down that road, then so be it. If I recall correctly, your father is coming back from his business trip on Monday, I believe.
So what? Are you going to try and talk to my father now?
Yes, I guess I'll have to. If you're blind enough to believe that you are almighty thanks to your daddy, then come see me with him on Monday. We can try to sort things out together.
What? Oh, I know. I should just tell him that you're trying to act so bossy and get you fired. Why didn't I think of that sooner? Too bad, Chloe. Your time's up after all these years of working here. This is actually a great opportunity to let everyone know that I can get anyone fired in a heartbeat if they don't listen to me. Why don't you go and start packing to leave? Daddy, when are you coming home? I need you to do a favor for me.
I'll be coming home on Monday, darling. What is it? Is everything all right?
There's this woman at work. She's just a part-timer, but she treats me like crap. She is so horrible to me.
What? Horrible? How so?
She does things on purpose just to annoy me. She is so mean and has absolutely no respect to newcomers. Like, she looks down on me.
Kristen, I just want to be clear. You're not causing any trouble at work, are you? Because God knows how many times I've had to help you get out of serious troubles, all of which you and your selfishness were the root cause.
Of course not. Come on, give me some credit here, Dad. I understand my position very well. Anyway, this super mean woman wants me to go and see her to sort things out.
Wow, she must have some serious problem with you.
She does, and I don't even know why. And she actually asked that you come along. I mean, how dare she asks you, of all people, right?
She wants to see me too?
I'm scared that she's going to say or do something super mean to me. Daddy, will you please come with me? You should check out with your own eyes how horrible she is and just fire her on the spot.
That is not possible. I don't have the kind of authority to let someone go on the spot.
You wouldn't let some nasty part-timer bully your daughter, though, would you? Please, Daddy, you have to help me.
Well, I will have to see what exactly is going on, but I guess this is a good opportunity to see how you're fitting into the company. Okay then, I'll tag along to see her with you, but I'm only going as an observer. I'm not going to intervene unless I find it necessary. And if what you were saying about her is true, perhaps I will seek the help of Human Resources or the CEO.
Yes, thank you, thank you! You will see that what I'm saying is true. Oh, I can't wait until she gets what she deserves.
Hey, I'm not making any promises. If I think this is something you should handle on your own, then I'm not taking any actions.
I'm telling you, Daddy, you will. She is so horrible.
Which department does she work for, by the way?
She's in the factory. She works with the machines on the manufacturing line or something.
The machines in the factory? Wait a second, are you sure she's a part-timer? Only management-level employees who've had extensive training are allowed to touch the machines in the factory.
I don't know, maybe she's doing something she's not supposed to do. I can easily imagine her cheating. Yeah, that must be it. The only reason why she's been able to keep her job for decades. Anyway, Dad, you'll see what I mean on Monday. I'll stop by your office and we can go to her together. Talk to you later. Hey, listen up, woman. I told my father about you.
Okay, and?
Let's see if you can keep that attitude of yours on Monday. I am so going to finish your time here at this company. You will be seeing my father just as you wished. And he is so going to fire you after he sees how rude you are to me. It's over. Oh, and I just can't wait to tell you to get out.
Very interesting, Kristen. It's so funny that you think I'm going to oblige to that.
You won't have any other choice but to, you loser. You are so dumb. You still don't understand the position you're in. Let me tell you, though, you are done. You will never get anywhere in life.
How so?
I mean, you are 30, for crying out loud. You're so old, and yet you can't even keep a part-time job. How the hell do you think that's going to look on your resume? No one's going to want you. You won't be able to find a decent job. You'll be the biggest loser ever. Oh, this is going to be so funny. I should get everything recorded so I can show everyone from high school.
Hey, Kristen, I just arrived at the office from the airport. Where do you need me?
Daddy, welcome back. I've been dying to hear from you. Is your meeting with the woman you're talking about still happening? Yes, of course. Can you meet me by the entrance of Factory A? I'll head down now.
Okay, but give me a few minutes. I want to let the CEO know I'm back. Well, I guess it can wait. She seems out of her office now anyway. All right, I'll meet you in a few minutes.
I can't believe my dad was on his knees. I've never seen him like that, ever.
Your poor father was petrified when he realized you were talking about me this whole time. I've never seen someone beg for forgiveness like that either. I feel bad he had to go through that, especially after working so hard to get you a spot in the company. It wasn't my intention to make him apologize for you.
I am still in disbelief. What the hell happened? What did you do to become the CEO of the company? You were just a part-timer. It doesn't make any sense.
You really didn't do any research before coming to work, did you? I mean, a student would know that they need to get as much information as possible before starting a new job. It's really sad that you had no interest of finding out anything about work. If you had, you would have found out who I was in a few minutes.
But how, though? How the hell did you become the CEO? It's only been 10 years or so since you started working at the company.
The previous CEO, meaning the owner of the company, is my grandfather on my mother's side.
Huh?
To give you an overview, I had always been interested in my grandfather's work, so I went to college to learn in the same field. I wanted to get hands-on experience and get to know the people as soon as possible. So I started working as a part-timer at the factory while I was still in school. And after graduating, I became a proper employee. It wasn't always easy being a young leader, but I worked my ass off the past 10 years to get to where I am. And I'm proud to say it wasn't just my blood that got me here. I had the support and approval of my employees when I became CEO last year. This is something that you could have learned beforehand if you had done some research. Too bad you had to embarrass yourself in front of your father.
Wait a minute, that still doesn't make sense.
What doesn't?
You were poor back then. You never had a father and you lived in an old shack with your mom. Everyone called you Smelly Chloe because you were always wearing the same clothes. You couldn't have been rich.
It's true that my mom and I lived a pretty modest lifestyle, but no, we were never poor. You and your friends just made that up in your head. Have you ever visited my house? No. Did I actually smell bad? Also no. You just had a very rich imagination that you made yourself believe all that.
No way. Well, if you are the CEO, then why do you still handle the machines in the factory? You should be in the office building, in your own room with leather couches and everything. What the hell are you doing in the factory wearing a jumpsuit?
Oh, I see what you mean. Well, it's true that I work in the office a lot more than I used to, but there were some irregularities around the workplace that I had to pitch in. So I was doing what was required of me, that's all.
What kind of a situation makes it necessary for the CEO to wear a jumpsuit and work the machines in a factory? That is nonsense.
No, it's not. We work as a team. It simply happens that the employee who usually is in charge of the machines fell ill and was admitted to the hospital. Someone else, of course, pitched in to help at first, but the person who pitched in had been scheduled to fly to California to receive training for the new machines being installed next month. That's also super important, so I had to keep his schedule for the training, which meant that we were short of staff who can handle the machines, and there was no way we were going to stop production. So, having had a lot of experience with them, I just stepped in to help.
Just like that? You are the CEO, but can change into a jumpsuit and get dirty?
Why the hell not? I do not have any problem getting a little dirty, and the job is so fundamental to our business that it must be prioritized. My other work could be replaced, but not this one. That's why I had your father go on that business trip last week to attend the conference on my behalf.
Oh. Well, yeah, I might have heard him mention that he was taking someone else's place.
So, yeah, now you have the full story. Happy now? Anyway, if you don't have any other questions, I must go. After all, I'm a busy woman with a lot on my plate.
Chloe, forgive me for messaging you so late. Are you busy right now?
Good evening, Daniel.
No, nothing is all right. I'm so horrified about what my daughter has done. I'm so sorry. I've never been so embarrassed in my entire life.
It's all right, Daniel. She's a grown woman. I don't blame you for her actions. I'm sorry, too, that you had to go through that. I didn't mean to embarrass you in front of others. Please, forgive me.
Oh, God, no, please, you don't need to apologize for anything. As much as I appreciate what you just said, this is my fault. I should have raised her more strictly. She'll no longer bother you, though, I promise. I've already spoken to HR and asked that she be officially removed from the company. She does not belong in our company.
But I thought you wanted her to work so that she finally straightens herself up.
I did. I let my ex-wife spoil her so much that Kristen ended up being uncontrollably selfish. And of course it's my fault that I was so busy with my career that I never intervened in how she was raising Kristen. That's why I wanted to get it right this time, once and for all. But I've failed again. Me letting her in the company only gave her the wrong idea that she had some sort of power. In fact, it simply boosted her selfishness and made this situation worse. I'm so sorry that I didn't think better. You wouldn't have had to go through my daughter if I never took my eyes off of her in the first place.
I accept your apology, Daniel. Thank you. You don't need to beat yourself up so much for what happened. That said, I think it is true that she got the wrong idea. It's a bit difficult to understand how she thinks the way she does. In all honesty, she was kind of the same in high school, too.
I know, and I should have done something back then, too. Anyway, I don't want her causing any more trouble, not with you, or the company, or me. I'm going to admit her somewhere so she can be treated. She has some kind of personality disorder and it needs to be controlled. I'm hoping a real program would help her get better. I've already called several places that offer professional help.
Oh, that might not be a bad idea. Professional help would be the best for her in the end. Although, I bet she's not going to like it.
No, she's gonna hate me for putting her in program, but her feelings toward me won't matter. I need to do this for her, or else she's going to end up in bigger trouble someday.
I agree. Well, I really hope she'll overcome her troubles soon.
Thank you for your kind words, Chloe.
Chloe, you have to help me. My dad is getting me locked up in some madhouse or something. Please tell him to stop. Let me apologize to you formally. I will do whatever you want me to do. I admit that you are the greatest CEO and everything. Hey, I'll even take that training you wanted me to. Please, Chloe, help. Don't fire me. I don't want to get locked up with a bunch of psychos.
Not that I was ever going to help her, but I only saw the missed calls and messages when I finished work, after she was taken away. It looks like her father hired a security company to escort her to the institution that she'll be staying at until she finished the proper treatment. When she was being taken from her home, she begged and cried, but her father never listened to a word she said. And before she knew it, she had arrived at the institution that ran a program aimed for people who were harmful to others. Unfortunately for her, it was far from one of those luxury facilities. In the program, which she's still in, she has to earn points to do what she wants. For example, clean the toilet to get her smartphone back. For a completely spoiled, selfish person like Kristen, it must be the worst nightmare. I can only imagine it would be a long road for her, but I hope she can one day truly understand, for her father's sake, what it means to be selfless and kind.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Rich, is your mom over at our house again tonight?
What? Of course, she's over here at the house right now. Her and I are in the living room watching TV together.
In other words, she's going to be staying the night again at our place?
What is going on here? Do you have something you're wanting to say about her?
Well, if you want to hear everything, I'd really like it if you told your mom to stop staying the night at our house so often.
Huh? What are you going on about right now?
It's only been a month now since the house was built for us and we got all moved in and comfortable. And the day after we said we were all moved in, your mom came over saying she was only here to have a look at the place. But soon after that, she started to put a lot of her things in the baby room we had made on the second floor and has been using it like her room since.
When we have a baby, we can then start thinking about having her move out of that room.
I get what you're saying, but if we have a baby and your mother is still wanting to stay here, we're not going to have any more room. All I'm asking is that you just have your mother move all of her things back home, and then we won't have to worry about space anymore.
Hey, what are you actually trying to say here? My mom and dad got a divorce from one another, so she's not going back to that house.
Huh? They got divorced?
And that's why in our new house, my mom has started to live with us.
She's actually supposed to be living together here? This is my first time hearing about all of this.
Was there any reason for me to be telling you all of that stuff?
No way. Normally, you should be talking with your wife about those sorts of things right away. I happen to live in this house as well, and it's kind of important for you to be talking to me about someone living here now. And that wasn't a part of the original plan, right? Even if she had a divorce and can no longer go back to that house, you needed to talk with me about her moving in with us before this all happened.
Are you trying to tell me to have my mom leave now?
She doesn't have a place to go now, but once she finds a place of her own, I'd like her to move out.
Jesus, why are you being so cruel towards my mom of all people?
Because I'm the one being treated like I'm not a part of anything over here.
Well, it's because of the way you're acting now that my mom is always feeling as though you hate her. Now that you and I are married, she's like your mom as well. Don't you feel like treating your own mom with a little respect here?
The problem isn't your mother herself, though, but the fact that you had someone who wasn't originally planned for moving into our house without coming to me about it. You should have come to me first so that we could talk about all of this before just selfishly allowing this to happen.
You listen here, my mom living here in this house with us has already been decided on. This is your husband's order. If you go against what I've said, I'm not gonna forgive you.
How mean of you, Arya. I can't believe you're trying to have me kicked out of this house now. So you had a look at the conversation I was just having with your son, huh? Should have known this would happen. Trying to kick a broken-hearted woman like me out of this house now. As for why you guys had that divorce, are you sure it didn't have something to do with all your careless spending? What? There's also been all that talk about all the trouble you've been causing your neighbors and having to use your husband as a way of bailing you out. Why do you know about all of that? Didn't you just learn about our divorce from Rich a second ago? Oh, so I was right about those two things? Huh? I was just listing off a few reasons I assumed you got divorced over, but I guess I should have known those were the reasons why. Since I haven't confirmed that those two are the reasons you lost your husband and were kicked out of his house, I can't agree with you staying in our house. Could you please get started on finding yourself somewhere new to live and move out of our house? Excuse me, there has to be an end to all of your rudeness. Me living here was decided on by the owner and breadwinner of this house, my son. And as his wife, you are supposed to abide by what he says, no matter what it is. When it comes to what happens under the roof of the house, I have the right to voice my opinions. Women, especially wives, do not get a right to do anything like that. This has nothing to do with me being a wife, but being the owner of this house with my name on it and all. What?
Yo, what the hell did you mean by this house being yours and your name being on it? What the hell did you do behind my back? I'm the breadwinner and everything, and it's because of me that you're able to even have a house like this.
Listen to this then, bud. Are you in any position to be letting crap like that fall out of your mouth?
Huh?
Remember when we had to get a loan for the house and you needed to be reviewed before getting one? You didn't happen to meet the criteria for one, and so there was no other option but to have me be reviewed and take out that loan.
What? Huh?
Are you starting to remember it all now?
What? But this house should be under my name.
I was the one buying the house with that loan, and so you said it was okay for me to have my name on it.
I said okay to that?
Anyhow, when I've gotten home from my business trip tomorrow, let's both sit down and have a very serious talk about all of this. Rich, did you get the locks on the house changed without telling me?
Huh? Oh, so you're back home now, are you?
Answer the frickin' question, Rich. Did you go and change all the locks on this house and not tell me about it?
I sure did change all the locks. So if you want to get inside the house now, you're going to have to listen to and do as I say from now on. And you need to stop complaining about my mom living in this house with us.
I told you already, today we're supposed to talk about that on a very serious level. If you allow me to come in so that we can talk all of this through, then there's a chance that your mother can stay here for a bit, all right?
If there was a way for that to happen, then you should have said that from the start. You're wasting my time with all this talking, and I'm over it now.
I just told you if we talked about all this, then we could have an answer. And there are plenty of other outcomes that we could come to as well, which will affect you and the house.
And I'm telling you that all of this would be over with if you just listened to what I said and let my mom live here. Why the hell can't you just do something so goddamn easy for me?
So what you're telling me is that you don't want to talk things over anymore?
I'm not saying I don't want to. I'm saying that there is no reason to.
Is that right? Okay then, Rich. If that's the way you want to behave and handle all of this, then allow me to stoop down to your level and face you head on.
If you think you can do anything to me, then give it a freaking try. Just know that as long as you're not listening to me, you're not coming inside this house anymore. And there's one other thing with all of this. I made sure to put our divorce papers in your parents' mailbox for ya.
Are you kidding me? So you've been preparing for a divorce this whole time, Rich?
In other words, it's my warning to you that if you don't start listening to me soon, we're going to get divorced like my mom and dad did.
I see. So if I head back to my parents' house, I'll be able to get those papers, right? You're fine with me handing them in to the courthouse, right?
If you think you can manage that, then go ahead.
Sounds great.
Go ahead and have a look at those papers in person, and when you do, I'm sure it will help you reflect on what all you've been doing wrong as my wife. Yo, Aria, I just got a call saying that I have to get out of this house or something really soon? Why the hell do I have to leave this house of mine for no good reason at all? And by the way, what the hell is going on with you not talking to me for the past 2 weeks? What the hell have you done?
Long time no see.
Are you trying to kick your own freaking husband out of his very own house right now? That means you're also kicking out your own mother-in-law as well. Are you really okay with sending your family out onto the streets and making them homeless now?
What are you talking about? You and we're nothing but strangers now, and have been for a week or two. Remember those divorce papers you left me? After you told me about that and I returned home to my parents, I took those papers and went to the courthouse.
What? You actually turned all of those into the courthouse?
Wasn't it you, though, that had all of those papers filled out and ready to go and then said okay to me when I asked if it was all right to hand them in?
But wait, that was only if you were able to hand those papers in.
Well, I was able to, and that's why I went ahead and handed them in.
What?
So now that you're aware of what I've done, could you get out of my house? I am not in the mood to let two strangers continue to live in the house that I've been paying off.
No, wait, hold on a second there. Telling me something like that all of a sudden.
All of a sudden? But this all happened close to 2 months ago now.
What?
I'm pretty sure that the both of us had gone and signed that I'd be the owner of the house. And I'm sure that for the past 2 weeks you've been getting called about how you needed to leave my house. But you never picked up, so I had the house phone called, which your own mother ended up answering. And she was told all about what was going to go down. Also, it was my lawyer calling her at the time, and since we both know your mother loves to lie about things a lot, he made sure to have the whole call recorded. With her permission, of course.
Wait, but if you're not going to call my cell phone...
Well, my lawyer did, yet you never picked it up. And when he called your work phone, he learned that you had blocked his number after the first try, so...
Either
way, you need to get out of my house, please. And I mean by the end of this week, you and your mother need to be gone.
Are you serious? Mom, we're gonna have to leave the house now. I need to talk with you about this.
Oh, what happened? Jesus, that wife of yours sure is a mystery to me, you know. Sending letters in the mail telling us to leave the house and calling the house all the time, saying that we both needed to go or else legal actions would be taken.
What?
I'm not going to fall for such threats as those, so I made sure to block that number and throw away all those letters for us. And when another number called saying that they were your wife's lawyer, I told them to screw off before hanging up the phone on them as well.
Yo! So you've been talking with them the whole time?
What?
I did what you told me to do by placing that filled-out divorce paperwork in her parents' mailbox, and she actually ended up going out there and handing it all into the courthouse.
Huh? So you're saying that you're both officially divorced now?
That's right! So in other words, you and I are both strangers to her, and since she's the owner of this house and all, we're both gonna have to leave now, or else we'll be in trouble with the law.
No way. Oh, well, we can't go back to the house I was in before. Where the hell are you and I supposed to go now? Aria! I promise that we'll pay you rent or whatever you want us to do, but just let us live here a little while longer. And who will be the one paying me every month I let you live there? Of course, Rich will be managing all of that for us. So how much would you like us to pay per month to stay? Based on the location and size of the place, I'd want at least $1,600 a month. Sounds good. I'll go and tell that to Rich right now. Rich will have to start paying over half his income to be able to stay in that house, so that might be a bit tough for you both. Huh? More than half of his income? What? Did you not know anything about the salary your son has been getting? Each month, Rich is making around $2,800. Just $2,800 a month? And without the $6,200 I was making each month, he's not going to have a lot left over. You're making that much right now? $6,200? You've been making over $5,000 a month? Anyway, it'll be $1,600 a month, please. If you make him pay you that much, then we're not going to have enough money for anything else. Well, either way you look at it, I'm going to have to continue to pay the loan off on that house, so that's the cheapest I can ask for in order to pay said loan. Are you kidding me? Since you guys can't afford that, I'd like the both of you out of there by the end of this week, please. Aria, I want you out, preferably before that, but this week I'll be nice and give you a few more days. No way. You can't do this to us, though. Where Where will we even be able to go after this? Right after I had said all of that to Nora, her and her son moved out of my house and were forced to spend a night or two at a fast food restaurant close to my house. It turns out that there was an open apartment close to his office where he could rent it for half the price from the company. And so after taking some time to talk with his boss about it, Nora and Rich both moved into it with all the things they could carry on them. However, after only 3 months of him and his mother living there, the two of them were kicked out and forced to go somewhere else. What happened was that Rich made a move on one of the women in his office, trying to get himself a new woman. However, she turned out to be married to one of the managers in a different department. And after he had approached her a 3rd time and she said no, he laid his hands on her waist, trying to force her to go out with him, which his manager ended up walking in on, and that's when he lost his job. Everyone in the company learned of what happened very quickly, turning every single one of them against him, and they all went to his apartment and kicked him out the next day. Rich would then be taken to court by the woman and her husband, backed by the company itself, and would have to pay a major settlement to her for workplace sexual harassment charges. He did in fact pay her, but that used up all the money he had saved away and forced him to go into debt in order to do anything else. So as of right now, he and his mother are living in a shack, while he is working part-time for a local gas station that barely sees any traffic. As for Nora herself, she still hasn't shaken her addiction of spending all her money and others' money on whatever she wants, even if it's not needed at all. And anytime Rich would head to work, she'd use his emergency card in order to pay for things online, which has led to her spending every one of her son's checks the moment they hit his account, leaving him with nothing at all to use for rent and the bills, causing them to have fights almost every hour of the day. I'm not sure what's going to happen next to that mother and son duo, but I'm pretty sure that Rich is going to do what he always yelled at me about, and that's kicking out his mother so that he can finally have some money again. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Hello. This would be me, Travis, the man who was appointed the new CEO of Company D half a year ago. Glad to hear from you, Travis. My name is Drew, and I'm the CEO of Manufacturing Company S, although you must already know that. Well, it's nice to meet you over text here, Drew. I heard from my company that you'd been wanting to talk with me about something earlier. Well, you didn't mishear anything on your end there. I have been trying to work with you guys for a while now, but none of those thick-headed boys in your sales department are listening to me. So I told them that I'd like to have a word with their CEO in private, and that's why I'm speaking with you right now. So that's what ended up happening. Then what can I help you out with, Travis? That factory of yours there, it's been up and running for close to 50 years now, right? That is correct. It was started by my grandfather, who then passed it down to my father, who then passed it on to me. And both of our companies have been working together on different things for some time now, I believe. Your factory, it sure is old, isn't it? You have a good point when saying that, considering that the building itself has been the same since it was first built with very minimal renovations done to it. But when it comes to the actual manufacturing equipment and machinery that we're using here, it has all been updated to some of the most recent products, so don't be concerned about that. No, that's not what I'm talking about there. Old factories like that one you're running happen to cost a pretty penny these days when working with them. Cost a pretty penny? Are you talking about our manufactured products and their prices being pretty expensive? That's right! When it comes to this company, ever since I was made the new CEO of it, I've been working on all sorts of different cost-cutting measures. I've taken a look into things I can reduce in order to save this company some money, as well as looked into things my company can buy cheaper somewhere else. Does that mean the contract which had been thrown around once or twice between your company and mine about having the price of our goods slashed by half? That's right! I wanted some help in making sure that the prices of my own company's products weren't getting too high because of you. But it doesn't seem that anyone in your company wants to work with those deals I've proposed. It seemed that in the end, the only person I could really speak eye to eye with would be the CEO, that being you, Drew. Is that so? So, what are your thoughts on it? Are you all right lowering the price of your stuff by half? Wait, if we were to do that for you, then my company would go into the red very quickly. In this day and age, we're already cutting it pretty close in terms of profits, so there's not much else I can do at the moment in terms of lowering our prices. Are you kidding me? Then the only real option I have left is ending my business with you guys. Is that something you'd like to risk having happen? When it comes to you guys, us buying from you makes up close to half of your profits, correct? If you were to lose our business now, would your factory still be able to last in this current market? I'm sorry, but you guys have gotten too expensive for me to work with, so this is an end to our business. Are you sure that's something you want me ending this negotiation with right now? Unlike you guys, my company wouldn't be bothered at all by ending this business with you. Are you aware of that? You're speaking about that option while also understanding the type of product my company produces for you, correct? I'm well aware of what it is. Something that is very important to my company's final product, correct? Well, I just wanted to let you know I've already found a company overseas which is offering that same exact product for a much cheaper price. And they're even offering me a reduced price from their current price if my company is to buy in bulk from them. Now all that's left is to wait and see what your answer is to this, Drew. Is that right? If you found yourself another producer, then that's wonderful for you guys. Huh? I believe I understand what you're wanting to do from here on out, Travis. I'll speak with distribution and let them know that we'll no longer be shipping to you guys. What? We were supposed to be signing a new contract for this business next month anyway, right? Consider this next shipment the final one you'll be receiving from my company then. Huh? Tomorrow I'll speak with the sales department head and my factory manager and have them meet with your sales team one last time to say goodbye to you all. Thank you and your company for all the support and business you'd given us throughout the years. When you have anything else you'd like to speak with me about, please don't hesitate to text me. Are you seriously saying all of this right now?
Good evening, Drew.
Hello, Mariah. How have you been doing?
I've been doing great.
Well, that's just wonderful.
You know, I heard about what happened. You were asked by Travis, the CEO for Company D, to cut all of your products' prices in half, right? And you turned him down almost immediately. That would mean that he will no longer be doing business with you come next year, right?
Ah, you heard about all of that? Sounds like the man I had in charge of the sales team working with his company had gone through a lot listening to those rather brainless negotiations, and it ended with him having to take a week off to recover. And after he told Travis to go and speak with me about the new offer, Travis began to text me and we spoke about what he had on his mind. There, Travis started to go on about how he wanted our product for half the price and that he found someone overseas who was producing it and selling it cheaper than us. And at the end of his little ramble, I told him that I understood what he was saying and then told him goodbye. Seems that he wasn't really expecting that for an answer, but...
Had the previous CEO still been in charge, none of that crazy conversation and negotiations would have ever happened between us. But with all the drama within the family and the fact that the previous CEO wanted to step down out of nowhere, they had to choose someone to take his chair. And that's when Travis was chosen, and he started to go on this cost-cutting spree, doing everything and anything he can to save an extra penny.
That's what led to so many of the employees within his company stepping down and quitting. And the same can be said for you, Mariah. You're looking for a new company to join, correct?
That's right. But before all of that, I wanted to finish my job here with the sales department and all.
I heard about that and how when both my sales department head and team leader went over to say their farewells today, they both ran into you before leaving the office. Well, things are finished with now regarding Company D, and we can move on and find new customers.
You really did a great job breaking off those relations with Company D then.
I believe so. Never thought things would be so clean at the end between us, though. I have you to thank for all of that, though, because if it wasn't for you telling me to strengthen up when it came my time to talk with them, I probably wouldn't have said no. Just know now that because of the help you've already given me, I might be relying on you a bit more often than normal. Wait, maybe I shouldn't really be saying that. I would like for us to both work together to help one another from here on out.
Of course we can do that. I look forward to working with you more soon.
Yo! We're gonna reopen business with one another again, so you sell me the same product you were before, the same amount and the same price, and I need it here by tomorrow. Long time no see, Travis. I'm very sorry to have to say this to you, but asking for such an order in such a short amount of time will not be possible for my factory. Well, ever since you lost us as a customer, you've had a ton of time on your hands, right? You get your third shift teams together right now and have them work their butts off all night to make this order for me. I'm the one offering you the same business back that you were getting months ago from me, so there is no other choice but to say yes to this offer, right? Actually, my company doesn't really need your worries. My company's now working with a new customer who's taken your place in terms of orders. What? If I were to take on your company again, that would be too much for my production lines to have to deal with, and I'd end up having to expand this factory. I'm very sorry that I'm having to say this, but please look for an alternative company for now. You have a new customer in my place. Does that mean Mariah? Oh, you happen to know about her and her company then? She happened to work for this company years ago and worked for your company some as well, right? Well, her and I go way back, all the way back to college where we both studied together. Well, she got back in touch with me again after leaving your company and said that she had a company of her own which she wanted me to sell to. Then after some talks amongst one another, my company was able to make a few different contracts with her, which are currently in use. I'm so thankful for what she's done for us. That's not what I wanted to hear. Then what was it you wanted to hear from me? I'm asking you, please let me buy from your factory again. Excuse me? Last month we started to order from that cheaper company overseas, but the final product which my company was ending up with using their stuff was nothing at all like the product we produced while working with you. And other companies who'd been ordering from that cheap overseas factory experienced the same outcomes. When I began to ship all of the newer product out to my customers, a lot of them ended up sending it back to us, stating that they weren't able to use the product we had made them as it was defective. When I finally realized that none of this was working out for the company, a lot of the veteran employees within my company were gone. So, what I'm getting from that is you and your cost-cutting measures became too intense, and you ended up ruining your own product, which could no longer be used by your customers, and now you have no business. Hey, come on now, please! If things don't go back to the way they were for me before, my company, it'll... Asking me for help isn't going to work, though. I'll do anything for you and your company. I can even start giving you advice on how to make your company as effective as mine. You'll do anything for me? I mean literally anything. Anything you ask of me. Well, if that happens to be the offer you're making for my product, Then I would like that you step down from the position of CEO, and then I'd like for someone with more experience in running a business who has an idea how your company should be working placed in your seat. What? I hear that you've not only been losing customers one after another now, but that you've also lost close to 40% of your people in the company, which means you're walking a fine line between staying open and having to shut your doors for good. If you don't start to prepare a new CEO to take your seat and that company from you, I don't want that at all! Yo, Mariah, you give me back all of my customers and my employees right now. I know damn well that you were the one who hired all of those that left my company and that you've been doing the same kind of business my company does.
Well, if it isn't the CEO of Company D himself. How's it been going, Travis? Seems that you have a bit of a misunderstanding on your hands there. But I never asked for any of your customers or your employees to leave your company and come over to mine after I myself left your company. They all just happened to lose faith in both the products you began to ship out last month and in you as the CEO of the company that once was seen as a successful business. So don't call them all coming over to my company to buy from me or work from me taking them, because that's not true at all.
Then that's what this is! They're all going to you out of spite for my company and me!
You believe so? Well, thinking of it this way, I never had anything against your company and you until you stepped into the seat of CEO. And that same idea goes for everyone else that's working with and for me now. You see, when you took the chair, the only thing that's been on your mind is cutting cost and making things cheaper.
And that's because?
Remember, I was forced to quit from your company after you started to harass me because I told you your cost-cutting methods were too risky. Let me ask you something. That kind of harassment was pretty dang bad, and I could sue you if you really wanted me to. Would you rather that instead of me just running my own company now where I just so happen to be more successful than you? You really did a lot of things to me, Travis. I was pushed down the stairs by you twice, and 3 times you splashed close to boiling hot water in my face. You would take some of my most important documents and send them through a shredder a couple of times. Plenty of things you did purposefully to me because of my remarks about your methods and proved to me that you didn't want me there anymore. Well, just be aware that I have a lot of evidence from all those things, and I can send them to my lawyer with one click of my finger.
Are you kidding me?
So, are you and I done here?
For Christ's sake!
I'll be turning off my phone now.
Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! I really can't catch a break from all of this crap!
Good morning, Drew.
Hello, Mariah. How have things been for you these past couple weeks?
Oh, they've been just splendid for me. Did you hear the news about how Company D ended up going bankrupt?
Oh, that's right. I heard all about it. That all happened a lot faster than I was expecting it to, though.
Well, it had a reason for happening so quickly, right?
Wait, what's that?
It was discovered that Travis had been embezzling some of the company's money.
He was taking the company's money?
Seems that the Internal Affairs Department found that out.
Damn, so he was really asking for hell then, huh?
Now that I think about it, during his time trying to cut all of those costs and everything, plenty of employees like myself had to leave the company. And, well, a lot of people that were helping hide his embezzlement left the company as well under his nose.
I see. Which then means that those who stayed figure out what was going on with him and the company's money and stuck around to gather evidence and such.
Well, when looking at the amount of money he had taken from the company since he had become the new CEO, it's not all that much when speaking about this kind of crime, but that doesn't change the fact that embezzling money is indeed a problem.
How can I say this? I kind of figured he'd do something like that, though. I can totally imagine it happening with him.
Same thing for me, too.
Well, since you and I are both business owners as well, like he was, let's make it our goal to do our best to never let our companies and ourselves turn out the same way Company D did.
Well, of course. I'll do my best.
While during a very tough time for Travis's company, he was finished off by the news of him embezzling money getting out, and so his company went under in an instant, and his wife even divorced him so that she didn't have to share the same name as him anymore. I guess she was serious about not having a part in that family of CEOs anymore either, because she made sure to take all of their kids with her and have their last names changed as well. Of course, that just goes to show how rough this world can be, and that Travis wasn't going to get off easy for what he'd been doing wrong. After the company was no more, those that had known and helped hide the fact that Travis was taking all that money were taken to court and were all forced to pay a major fine for it. And after those cases were over with, they all left town and moved away to somewhere that they could no longer feel as ashamed as if they stuck around here. In a world where companies like Travis's are quite common, Mariah's and mine have been doing really well doing business together, and we've both had a better year this year in terms of profits than any previous year. That might not mean much for her new company, but for this one that I'm in control of, it makes me feel so great inside. And like always, her and I will continue to have companies that anyone can trust, no matter what the matter is that we're left responsible for. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Alex, hey.
Huh? What do you want, Josie? I'm in the middle of work right now, all right?
Just so happens that I came home a day faster than I was expecting.
What? Well, I never heard anything about that happening.
I'm aware of that. I meant to come home earlier without really telling you anything about it.
Why would you...
Are you not sure what this might all be about right now?
Well,
Well, allow me to explain this to you then. While I was away having my baby and letting my parents see them, I heard some reports from the neighbors here. They told me that while I've been gone, this younger girl who says that she's your little sister has been going over to your house a lot. But they didn't understand how that could be possible since you always told them that you only have brothers. At this point, you're in a position that's going to be very hard for you to get out of, Alex.
What?
Because in order to come home and see if all those things the neighbors had been saying were true, I made sure to come home a day earlier than I had told you while you were at work. And when I arrived here...
If you lay a hand on that girl, I will screw you up!
I'm not going to do anything to her. I only just walked into the house a second ago and heard her slam the door to the bathroom upstairs shut before she got into it.
You better not! All right, well, now that you've seen what's going on, you need to get out of my house.
Huh? I'm the one that has to go?
My house is now meant for my girlfriend and I to live in. And soon I'd like to start making some babies with her, which means we have to have the place all to ourselves.
Wait. I think you're a bit mistaken there, though, because this place is my house, not yours.
But while you were away with the baby staying at your parents' house, she moved in with me and has been living there now. And as the breadwinner of the house, I'm wanting for her to live together with me for good. In other words, that house has now become mine and my girlfriend's house. And you'll have to take all your things and go somewhere else.
Oh, come on. Did you not just hear me say that the house is my house?
I'm asking you to please get out of there already.
Even though I'm telling you that this place is mine?
Then let's get a divorce.
But it hasn't even been 2 months since we had our baby.
I promise to pay you both child support and a settlement over this, so please, just divorce me and go. In a few days we can talk about all of this in more depth, but for right now, could you please just leave? I'm sorry, but all you're doing now is getting in the way of my love life with my girlfriend.
I see. Sorry for being such a nuisance.
Thank you so much for listening to me and understanding that. I'll make sure that any of your things that you leave in the house will be sent to your parents' place in the next few days. From now on, I don't want you coming back out to my house anymore.
Well, it's not like your girlfriend is making any efforts to get out of the bathtub for me. So for today, I'll back down and go find somewhere else to spend the night. However, you are aware that this house is under my name, meaning that it is owned by me, right?
What?
I'll be seeing you tomorrow, Alex.
Yo, Josie, it's one thing to ask for a settlement and all that crap from me, but now you're asking me to pay child support as well? What the hell are you thinking?
Excuse me? Didn't you just say the other day that you would be willing to pay me both a settlement and child support for having that affair and letting your girlfriend move into my house?
I never said that!
Alex, I literally just scrolled up to the text you sent me saying that and can reply to it right now so that you can see it too.
Well, I didn't think I'd actually have to pay something like that, though.
The one that got me pregnant was you, Alex, and as the father, you're going to take some responsibility for their needs by paying child support.
I had only seen them a few times, though, after you gave birth to them, and that was it, because you ran off to your parents' house for a few weeks. So you're asking me to pay for that? If you're going to be taking full custody of them in the divorce, what makes you think that I want to pay for something that I'm not even going to have a say in?
Listen, Alex, the reason you're going to have to pay child support is because you won't have a say in their life, because you did something that no family would ever want, and that's having an affair.
Huh?
If the mother takes full custody of the child in the divorce, that means the father has to step in and pay child support as a means of making sure the child is still okay. That's how this system works, all right.
What?
If you're going to have such a fit over this, then you go and talk with your mother about what's happening here. Seems your father, her husband, did the exact same thing to your mother as you've done to me, and that's why your parents got a divorce and your mother had to take you. And she told me that he paid child support to her until you turned 18, just like you'll be doing for our baby.
Are you kidding me? Is that something I have to pay you 100%?
Of course.
With something like this, is it possible for me to pay with a credit card every month so that I don't have to take all the money out of my debit account? Adding in the settlement I already have to pay you, it's going to be close to $100,000 this year alone.
If you're wanting to know how to handle all of this, go and have that conversation with your mother.
What?
I was told by her that the best way to handle all of this is to have my cheating husband pay everything off in one lump payment, because if not, he might try and run away and never pay anything else to me again.
Does that mean my mom was going on about something that will most definitely put her own son into debt?
That's what she meant. When I went and spoke with your mother about how you had an affair, she was in disbelief that you turned out the same way as your good-for-nothing father, and she began to cry.
What? When did you even have a chance to talk with my mom anyway? Yo! As for all that money you were asking me for, I made sure to pay it all off in one lump payment.
Oh, great. I got a call from my lawyer about that, actually.
I'm betting you didn't think I could get all of this money to you so quickly, right?
Well, I guess I didn't. I had heard that you'd be paying for your girlfriend's settlement as well, which made me think that that would be pretty much impossible for someone like you to handle.
Well, as you can see, that wasn't that impossible for me at all. Sure, I had to get into some debt for a little bit there in order to do so, but I figured out a way to get all that money paid off in an instant. Would you like me to tell you how I'm getting all this money?
There's no point in me really being interested in that, to be honest with you.
What the hell? You're not even a little bit interested?
That's right. Not interested at all.
What the hell, Josie? You really are the most boring woman ever, aren't you?
So sorry for being more boring than that young girl you let take my place. Now, I have a customer coming here shortly, so I have to go.
Hey, wait! Jeez, not even gonna thank me for the freaking money now? Yo, Josie! Why the hell do the both of us have to get out of this house now?
If you don't get out of there really soon here, then I'm going to have to take drastic measures with the both of you, and you're not going to like that one bit.
Listen to what I'm asking! Why the hell do we both have to leave this house? Isn't it screwed up that the breadwinner has to leave his house?
Sure it is. But like I was saying a while back, since I'm the one who owns that house and am asking two squatters to leave it, there are no legal problems with any of what I'm doing, and why those documents you've received are very much real.
Why the hell would you be the owner of this place when we're divorced now?
So you really don't have any memory of the past? The fact that you could even forget something as simple as that is what's unbelievable to me.
What the hell are you going on about?
That house is the house I received from my late grandpa when I was still single and hadn't met you yet.
What?
I told you when you moved into it with me that it was my house as well.
Huh? Huh?
Originally, the place was my dad's house, but he didn't really want it anymore after my grandpa was gone, and so before you and I tied the knot, he gave it to me as a gift. Of course, the place was old at the time, and so before we had our wedding and everything, my family made sure to have the place remodeled a bit, like the front of the house and such.
Now that you mention it, that stuff was all happening.
And that is why, since we are now divorced, you're the ones who have to leave that house.
I never thought that you would become the owner of this house, though. I was totally convinced that because I was the breadwinner, this place had become my house.
Well, if you get that I'm the owner of that house now, you get your crap together and get out of there, please.
Do we really have to leave this house no matter what?
I plan to start leasing that house out to someone soon, so you need to be out of there by the end of this month at the latest. I need to have the place cleaned by a professional crew and all, so I really do need you both out of there pronto, so hurry it up.
Are you kidding me? Josie?
What is it now, man? By the way, didn't I tell you that I don't want you talking to me anymore, but to my lawyer about all this stuff?
Give me back that money.
Huh?
Well, about the, that money I was talking about before that I was getting? Well, it's no longer there. Or rather, I let it get away from me. So, I was hoping that you could give all of that money I gave to you back, and then I could start to pay you monthly with it over time. You know what I'm trying to say?
Before we start talking about anything else, the money you were talking about the other day that you paid me with in one go was all borrowed money, right?
Right.
And you were going on about how you knew this was the way to get all the money back in order to pay off that borrowed money you took out, right?
Is that what I was saying?
Tell me, where exactly did you think you'd be getting any money from in order to pay off your debts?
I planned to sell the house.
The house? As in my house?
I thought that the place was mine at the time, but then you said it was under your name, so yes, your house.
Are you kidding me?
I went to a friend of mine who happens to be a realtor and asked him to take a look at the house and give me an estimate for it, and he said at the very least the place could sell for around $120,000. That's when I felt this huge burst of relief, thinking I'd have a way to pay off all the debt I'd be getting into. But in the end, I had no right to sell the house.
Are you insane, Alex?
What?
You are so stupid. That is the only word I could think of for you was that.
Yo, you shut the hell up, Josie.
Oh, and as for the settlement and the child support, you're not getting any of it back.
What?
And I never said anything about you being allowed to pay me little by little, did I?
No way, Josie! Then how the hell am I going to be able to pay off this debt I'm in now? The man I borrowed it all from isn't the kind of person who'll sit around waiting all day for that money.
How about you stop talking to me about that, please? I had a right to getting all this money from you, and that's why I did it. As for how you got all that money and how to pay it off, that's all up to you to take care of now, right?
Please don't say things like that and help me!
And for starters, you asking me back for all the money you had to pay me for everything you've done wrong to me now goes to show that you have not reflected at all on what you've done.
Wait, what I'm saying is that if you give me that money back right now, I'll figure out a way to pay you over time!
I can't trust you anymore, and that's why you're not being given that option. And the fact that you're asking for all the money you gave me back now is only making it more and more difficult for me to trust what you're saying.
What?
Thank God I chose to get all of this money from you in that lump payment.
No way! I'm in debt $100,000 to some loan shark now!
My baby is starting to wake up and cry now, so goodbye.
What the hell is gonna happen to me after all of this? My girlfriend's gone and left me now. After she found out about how much debt I've gotten into, she went and left me. And my mom is telling me she's cutting ties now. I'm all alone now.
Jesus frickin' Christ. Why do you keep talking to me about it? Just get the hell out of my house already before I call the police on you. I told you to get out of there by the end of the month at the latest, and there are only 2 days left for you before I send them over.
Hey, Josie! How about you and I start living in this house together again?
Are you frickin' serious?
If we can do that, then I can work like I've always been and use that money to take care of you and the baby. And if you take your paid time off from your job some more, then we could use that money to help pay off my debt while you stay home and care for the little rascal. Then it would be no time before the debt is paid off and we no longer have to worry about it, right? Hey, doesn't this sound like the perfect plan for everyone involved here?
Shut the hell up already! In the past, people always talked about how even monkeys were able to reflect on the wrongs they've done and changed their ways. But being asked now by someone who can't even do what monkeys can to get back together, no way, no!
No way, Josie! How could you? You and I are a couple who only had our first baby a couple of months ago, right? In other words, as long as I change a bit and do my best to take care of you both, we don't have to talk about this anymore, right? Then you won't have to make such a big deal about things like the settlement and child support, and I'll have my debt paid off. So please, Josie, will you get back together with me and then help me figure out some way to take care of this debt I'm in? Now that I think about it, where have you moved away to, Josie? I went to your parents' place the other day asking about you, and your mom told me that you'd moved away before slamming the door in my face. They left soon after that, and now the house is empty. If you tell me where you're living right now, I can be there within a day. Wait, what? None of these messages are being read anymore? Josie?
That day, I finally decided it was time to block Alex. And like my lawyer had said to me for a while, there was no reason not to since I'd already gotten everything I needed out of the guy. He was never able to find me again either after that, and so I was able to finally have some peace and quiet knowing that I could finally move on with my life. I only learned about this a bit after, but it sounds like Alex had quit his job at the company and no longer had any way of making the money that he needed for his debt. It turns out that the girl he cheated on me with was the daughter of one of the chairmen for the company. In order to avoid any more issues from someone like Alex, the company told him he'd be fired soon after the investigation into him was finished, and he quit before they could finish. It turns out that the girl was also disowned by her parents and was now out on the streets herself. She's apparently started to work at a strip club now as a hostess and will most likely stay there for the rest of her life because she never went to college and never gained any other work experience prior to this. The last thing I heard about her was that she had only just turned 20 when she began to go out with Alex, which would mean they had a 10-year difference from one another. So it really does make sense that her father wanted Alex gone and wanted to cut ties to her as well, because that would be a very unfortunate story to have to be connected to. When it comes to the debt that Alex had gotten himself into, a group of men, all in black tracksuits, came and encircled him and took him away in their truck, and he was never heard from again. That all happened after he had not paid a single penny to the loan shark by the end of the month. And to be honest, I think he's as good as dead now. And with that, I was now officially a single mother who no longer had any man to rely on for help. But of course, that's no problem for me at all, because I luckily have both of my parents to help me out, as well as Alex's mother, who comes out from time to time to help with the baby. To be honest, I find this outcome a lot better than whatever could have happened had Alex stayed my husband and my baby's father. I'm really thankful for all the people who are stepping in to help me with this change in my life, and I promise them all that I'll do my best to become a great mother. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.